Welcome back. We are the Shepherdess, and we're delighted to have you with us. If you're new here, welcome. We are taking you along with us the renovation of our newest old home in the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C. And I don't know why you're smiling like that. Maybe because we're sharing
I haven't
something.
seen you all day. We're finally doing our YouTube shoot for you guys. We get to see each other. Hi, Allie.
Hi. Hi. Good to see you. So today the plan is to talk about a change of plans, which is
big change.
Sort of big change. So last episode, you may remember we showed you our demolition. So if you haven't seen it yet, you should go back. It's probably my favorite, the most visually interesting episode we've done so far.
A true surprise.
A true surprise. Yeah. Our house, from the outside, it looks totally normal. And then you walk inside and all of the walls are down. The only things that are still there are the walls on either side that abut our neighboring properties, and then everything else is gone.
Even, what is it, like a quarter of our house was ripped off the back, and it's now, there's a tarp over our entire house.
That's where things are right now. Mm-hmm. And last time we were telling you that we were exploring interior designers, and this is something that we've been tempted to do before, but we've never actually worked with anyone before. And we ultimately decided that we are not going to work with an interior designer
right after we thought we were going to.
Yes. So
what did you find out, Allie?
Well, that some of the services that they provide are things that we could do ourselves, and that it is a significant investment, and that, with all due respect to everybody in the Washington, D.C. area, many of the folks I was most interested in working with were not local, so that was part of it. But maybe we should rewind and talk about why we haven't worked with an interior designer before. And also, disclaimer, we love interior designers. We really respect the work that they do. This is not a comment on you shouldn't work with someone or this isn't valuable.
But we'll talk through why we're not.
Yes.
And I think also important to understand for all of you how pricing, because like in the past, I pick all of our selections for our flips. You've picked all the selections for our interior homes.
And flips are properties that we own that we either sell quickly or we rent quickly. Yeah. Or basically the category of property that we own that we never intend to live in. That's what we call a flip.
And I think the scope of this project is different because if you've ever been to a hotel, everything in the hotel feels very curated. And if you noticed, there's no drywall and paint. Everything has a texture to it.
Okay, depends on which hotel you go to. However, one thing I do not want...
a Holiday Inn. Sorry. Fancy hotel. But I think that's different for us. So we had this feeling like this could be different. This could feel different. And it might feel more complex to us. However, one thing that caught me was how they priced. So I think you should tell everybody about the pricing model of these designers that we talked to. Okay,
well, most of them were a flat fee. It was about $50,000 for a year.
50.
And when I didn't even tell you, it was between $150,000 and $200,000. Yeah, and okay, so
she keeps this from me because that's crazy.
Okay, because we had already made up our minds, and I was like in the process of getting clothes. It's not hot in here. But I think we're jumping all over the place.
No, but this is about pricing because that's really where it got me. Because the moment you said pricing, you'd done 2 weeks worth of research. You said pricing. I heard $50,000, which apparently is low. And the first thing I thought for $50,000.
But we got several that were exactly that.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, being a car guy, I was like, I can buy a car for $50,000. That's just so much money to invest in a designer. And then, in my mind, I broke down all the major decisions that we made. And I realized a really great architect with a good builder does all the floor plan. That design piece is done with a really good architect. And then, second piece was all of the major layouts, kitchen stuff was all done by our cabinet guy. So kitchen's done. All we got to do is pick out color. And so what's left? Flooring. I guess there's a lot. Flooring, tile.
There's a lot left.
Fixtures.
There is no denying and no convincing me that there is not a lot left. However, we have decided that we're going to do it ourselves.
Not $50,000 worth of stuff left.
So we've never worked with an interior designer before, but most of our renovations that we've done, we have had a really dialed in aesthetic, and so we didn't feel like we needed the support. And then Jason, you being in the real estate industry, we have a lot of connections and opportunities for wholesale access, and I'm just very design minded, and I'm very particular. And so I haven't really wanted someone else to like transpose their style on our home. But now we want something really different, and I think we have a higher bar for ourselves in terms of the designs than what we've done before.
Yes.
And so I was looking for someone to work alongside us and kind of give us the confidence to make some bolder choices.
I agree. Bolder decisions, yeah.
Bolder decisions. And like, I don't want like some people, and no disrespect if this is something that you do or you are inclined to do, but I don't want to have like a house sconce that you just have as like a through line throughout the whole home, or like a house runner, or
like, I mean something that's like super consistent throughout the whole house.
Right. I don't want a lot of continuity. I want things to be collected and to be harmonious together, but I want each room to be like a discrete vignette that works together.
And we might consult someone. So what caught me really with that was that huge flat fee and how much of our time that was. The second thing that got me was the fact that they were going to charge hourly for services. Or was it the opposite than that?
No one was hourly.
Okay, what there was something that caught my attention that wasn't hourly. It was like, there was a piece of the design process where I could not, maybe it was this, I remember getting hit by this fact that there was something where I couldn't equate the outcome to a specific number of hours in a task. So, I really like to know if my contractor's installing floors, that it takes 24 hours to install the floors. So in my mind, I know the labor hour for the floors, I know the cost per square foot for the floors, and in my mind, I know what the margin is of what the product is. And so with design, my hard part is I don't feel like I want to pay someone $500 or $1,000 an hour for time. So I wanted to know how much time it was, but there's not a way to equate that. I think that's what got me with the whole designer piece.
And I think with us, at least for myself, the big reason why I wanted to work with the designer was about time, because renovating this home is a small part of what we do, and we have a lot of other responsibilities, and we are burning the candle at both ends, staying up really late, working on a lot of different projects all at once. And so it was looking for someone to provide accountability and to keep things moving.
Part of me still wants it. I just don't want to pay that much for it.
I know. So we're just going to muscle through it.
Yep. So what's next, babe? What do you... this is like a major change for us. So what's next with your decision-making in your design aesthetic?
So first things first, we have our cabinets, and we need to figure out the color.
Yep.
We need to figure out the exterior siding colors.
We have 9 samples ordered for both categories.
And then we have a lot of things. We have 9 samples ordered for both categories, so that'll come in.
Yep. And right now we're thinking a white aesthetic on the outside with shutters that are new color, black fixtures.
That are blue.
Yep. And then the cabinets are
blue.
Inside kitchen cabinets.
In the kitchen cabinets, we're debating. We picked out like all these kind of soft lavenders and then different shades of white for the master bathroom. So we'll see where that goes. But we have a lot of things that are in like the ideation stage that we need to get into the execution stage. Like we have the lock Cornell stove that we want. We need to order that. We need to like have some conversations to figure out hardware and lighting. And I think it's a matter of buckling down and just getting stuff down.
With that though, we did come up with another great idea. Something you guys can consider is go to specific experts for specific categories of design instead of one person who does all of those experts and then brings you a solution. So there's a place called Ferguson. They're nationwide. They correlate with Bill.com. I think we've mentioned it before. And so you can isolate things. Go to the cabinet people for all the cabinet selections. Go to a flooring company for all the flooring selections. Now for the rest of the home, lighting, handles, fixtures, faucets. We're going to go to Ferguson and sit down with a design person there, and they can really help us. They're on commission, so they're really incentivized to find stuff that work for you, and that's a win. And then we found another company called NECA, N-E-K-A. We're going to be partnering with them, we hope, and they're going to be doing all of our custom marble installations, marble countertops, and there'll be one vendor for all those extra design pieces for bathrooms and things like that. And then in the end, once those major items are done, that's where you come in, and you'll be putting the final touches with wallpaper finishes and things like that.
Yeah, and I do feel like it's a lot of work, but I think that in the end, we'll have more control over the whole design process and
a sense of ownership.
Definitely a sense of ownership. So
it feels really special.
Figure it out.
Like this home feels really special when we know we picked out everything in this home. She designed these. I did not want to get these. She designed these. Some lady in Massachusetts made these, but also we get complimented on them every single time because they're so beautiful. But every time I see them, you know, I think of you. She says, curtains are the eyebrows of the home. Imagine,
That's right, Jason.
Imagine me without eyebrows.
That's right.
So
Very
like this,
good.
thank you. I remembered. It just has extra meaning. And so I think because it's a home that we're going to live in and really cherish, it just, I don't know, it feels a little bit more special.
I agree.
Yeah. So a lot of, I don't know, a little motion behind the decision of designer as well. It'll be more work, but I'm excited about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something I also wanted to share was how we use ChatGPT in trying to find designers.
Chatty B. I call it Chatty B.
Right. So you can use ChatGPT for writing copy and for narrative type stuff. You can also use it for design. So what I would do is I would take screenshots of Instagram pages that I really liked, whether they were designers or whether they were just lifestyle influencers or people with beautiful aesthetics. And so I'd take a screenshot and then I'd upload it to ChatGPT and then I'd ask for interior designers with a similar style. And it was really affirming in that many of the designers that ChatGPT was suggesting were ones that were already on my radar, but then there were some others that weren't.
I didn't even know you did that. That's crazy. Wow. Very cool.
So it's really helpful. And I think everyone is like in this new phase of figuring out how to use AI for design purposes, but I fully intend to keep using it, especially in trying to connect the dots, because oftentimes we'll find things that are really beautiful, but you don't necessarily know where everything is sourced from. So
can you put that in, like put a phone into ChatGPT and tell me where all this stuff came from?
I'm not sure exactly.
TBD.
But we're learning.
We should try that.
We're learning.
We're going to try it. We'll keep you guys posted.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Big recap here.
Yeah.
What do we got going on?
So we thought we wanted to use an interior designer.
And I was all in it to win it in the beginning.
And then you found out how much it cost.
And then I was out super fast.
And we were looking at between $50,000 and $200,000.
And she did not tell me the $200,000 number. All I heard was the $50,000 number.
That's because I started there. Your girl knows how to anchor things low. And so
Married for a long time.
when we got several quotes at $50,000, which is
Still too much. Yeah. Still too much.
We think so. So as much as we really admire and appreciate the people that we were talking with to potentially work together, we decided not to.
Yep.
We're going to do things ourselves.
We got it, baby.
We've got it.
We got it. And we're going to take you guys along the way with some big next steps and some fun visits to vendors.
Yeah.